This is Dr. Ivan Wolfson. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. You need to heal the relationships that you have with your parents. You need to do so to heal yourself. I know this from personal experience. My father was a very anxious, rubber on the edges kind of man, very much like Archie Bunker in so many ways. Despite my every effort, I just could not connect with him at the deep level that I had always wanted, but I saw the same level that I saw other people have with their fathers. I loved playing baseball. I thought maybe I'd make him proud in being good at this skill set, and practiced so many times, and he just refused to come to any of my baseball games. And that was no real tragedy. However, at the strong urging of my mother, he did come to one game, and boy, that did not turn out as I had planned. It happened to be a game that I didn't start, and my father, after the second inning, became very impatient with not being able to watch me play. He started screaming from the bleachers, "Hey, put my son in! I don't get there often! I want to see him play! I'm not here for nothing!" Boy, I was just embarrassed and angry and frustrated, and it was a terrible experience for me. I never wanted him to come to another baseball game. This was symbolic of my many years, of my formative years with my father. I just kept missing him. Despite a strong desire to connect with him, he just wasn't available to connect with in the ways that I wished. Moving forward to my late stage adolescence, I was probably 17, 18 years old. I started working, making a little money. And as you might imagine, my father treated everybody the same. He would scream and yell at my mother over the slightest little things. One night in particular, my mother was on her way out to visit some friends. My father sat in his Archie Bunker chair in the downstairs basement right by the back door and started screaming at my mother as she went out. "What are you going out again? Can't you stay home? Come on now, you're never home for your husband." I had about enough. I saw how upsetting this was to my mother, and I stopped her in her tracks and I said, "Mom, this is enough. We need to get you out of here. We need to get you your own place. I'll pay for it if I have to. You deserve better, Mom." She tried to push through me and said, No, it'll be fine." And I said, "No, now is the time for action. I love you too much to have you be treated this way." At which point she turned to me with tears streaming down her cheeks and said to me in the most heartfelt way, "I will not leave because I love him." Boy, that taught me a terribly important lesson. Tremendously grateful. From that point on, my life perspective changed. I realized that you just do not abandon the people you love because they behave poorly. That you have to look beyond the action and the behavior to see the person. And there is no denying that my father was a good man, a loving man, in his own way. It forged my relationship with my father to come. From that point forward, I started to connect with him in the way that he was available. Not necessarily the way that I wanted, but something was clearly better than nothing. And I'm proud to say that we had something of a very special relationship for the remaining years of his life. We joked a lot because that's something that he liked. He liked being told stories, and so I spent more time, I was more patient with him, telling him stories and connecting on that level. To the point of my very last memory of my father. And that was at a wonderful nursing home where he received wonderful care. And they called me and my brother and sister-in-law and mother hours prior to his passing, and we had the privilege of being there with him as he passed. And I know to this day that my ability to stroke his hair and tell him how much he was loved and connect with him at that profound level at his greatest time of need was only afforded through healing my relationship with my father years prior. I would not trade in that wonderfully meaningful experience with my father toward the end for anything in the world. And I want you to have the same opportunity. You can only do so by healing the relationship with your parents, and doing so right away before it's too late. This is Dr. Ivan Wolfson. Thank you.